Easton Twins here. I'm Kim. That's Chrissy. She's Blaming. And today we're talking to you about our battery backups that we use for when the power goes out, when you're in California and the power goes out randomly. Yeah. And sometimes they're the reason, usually not, though.
Always
So
when you're visiting.
I got this one, I don't know, a while ago, and it's called the PowKey. It's called PowKey is the brand, and they call it a PowKey power station. And what's nice about it is that it's small enough that you can kind of carry it around. I actually left it in my car for like 2 months in both cold and hot, and it didn't seem to have any power that went down. It was still full at the end of that 2 months. And so then I pulled it out, was practicing just playing with it before we even got to the power outages. And I recharged my phone like, I don't know, 15 times, and it didn't make a dent in the power. So a lot of stuff can be charged on this one. And
We use the Starlink.
yeah.
We have Starlink out there because middle of nowhere. And we were able to plug it in and use internet when there was no power.
Yeah. So we used it for the internet, but we also had phones plugged into it, hearing aids plugged into it. So there's a lot of uses for a battery backup in general. Finding the one with the right amount of power is kind of a guessing game.
Right.
And while I got this one, you got this one.
We got this one because we knew it was powerful enough for a breathing machine with a humidifier, with the humidifier or whatever it is with it. And so it has that, it needs extra power. We got that one. It's used on camping trips. I don't use it myself. Obviously, it's for somebody else to use a breathing machine. But the other thing was that it came with solar panels. So when they're on the camping trip, or apparently when the power's out, you can still charge it with the solar panels.
The solar power panels do take longer to charge it than if you're just plugging it in. But we were without power for, I don't know, like 8 or 9 hours.
And then it was only on for, I don't know, 12 hours max. And then it went back off. So.
Yeah. So we charged it up all we could. We didn't know it was going to go back out, but we charged it what we could. And it still took on this one, it still took like 4 or 5 hours to recharge. And it was only half down. So even with it plugged in, it can take some time to charge up. That's probably dependent on the type you get. The Jackery is pretty good at, I mean, we've used this for a lot of different heavy duty things to when we're out running around and we're like,
storage unit lights.
Yeah, we did the storage unit lights. Actually, we do it with this one.
We do it both.
Yeah, we did both. So both of these,
both of them do it.
So they both do really well. This one seems to be more powerful and have more charge. I did not try this with the breathing machine because we didn't want to risk it on somebody's life. So we knew this one worked. So we went with this one. I don't know if this one will work with the breathing machine, but it works with a lot of different things. I use it more for the smaller electronics. I did plug my laptop into it once to test and see how long it would last. And we were playing a game on it, which is like really heavy graphics. The computer was ramping really hard. It only lasted an hour. So
don't game with it.
Yeah, so don't game with it. But you could probably do other things. I think I've charged up my iPad. In fact, I went on a presentation once and we didn't have a power source, but we knew the iPad needed to be on for an extended period of time. So we plugged it in and we were there for like 3 hours maybe. And it kept the iPad charged at 100% and this didn't budge on. It still showed almost 100% on it for it. So a couple of things on here, the nuances is that there's a power button here, I'm going to try to do this without blinding myself, a flashlight over here on the side and it'll blink.
This one has the flashlight too.
And then blink slower. So they both have that. That's a nice feature to have if you need it. We preferred not to use that. Instead, we preferred to use the actual power.
Yeah.
And they both have this 12-volt piece here. They both have AC and DC on it. And that's another thing. I will say, I wasn't using this at the time, but you can see it says DC on here. You may not be able to see that, but take my word for it. It says DC on here. You have to push the button to get AC on and then there'll be a light because it's going to these. I have had trouble on this one with the USB plugs. Like I stopped using them and just started using an actual plug because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This is also supposed to be able to charge up here. Problem is that that's kind of dependent upon your case. So the iPads won't charge on this and my phone, if I had to take my case completely off in order for it to charge. So there's some nuances to it. You kind of have to just know your own electronics as well. But this will eventually turn off. Let's see if this one's right now. It's only at 4. We didn't recharge it all the way. The input, there's an input here. It comes with the cord. I just don't have it with me right now. And then it has a USB-C here. Again, I was having trouble with the USB ports. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. That could be me. So you have to play with it a little bit. And otherwise, it's excellent to have around. I forget, push down. You push it, turn it on. Just push it once. Push and hold to turn it off.
I think mine slept.
Yeah. So yeah, they do sleep. So now let's look at the Jackery one. And so we've got the same type of thing where we've got, here's if you need to use it for the cigarette lighter, if you have something that needs to be plugged in there. I can't see. Here we go. Zip back a little bit. So we've got USB here as well. And this one actually you push a button for it. Do I push a button on mine? No. So yeah, so this one USB and it turned it on. So this one seems to be more advanced.
This is
on it.
it's a little more advanced. It's a little more heavy duty, powerful. It's definitely if you got multiple devices. I mean, you can still do multiple on this one, but and we know this one works. Breathing machine.
Yeah, and if you compare the stats, you'll see that this one is supposed to last longer and do more, right? So these are just the differences. But if you're not doing anything heavy duty, you're just trying to do a bunch of little devices, it's great for that. But again, I would rely on these USB plugs specifically. I'd make sure you have a plug just in case, because I don't know if that's me or if it's it. So is it what do you like the Jackery for? Obviously, we have family that go camping with it. We use it for backups for when we have the power out.
I personally think that I didn't purchase this myself. It was family person got it, and I think it was purchased because of the solar panel ability.
This one has, you can attach solar panels to it as well. I have them. I have not used them yet, but that was because it was taking so long to charge up. Normally, I didn't want to. So I'll test the solar panels another time.
Oh, and the breathing machine. That's why.
Yeah, and that was the
breathing
breathing
machine.
machine.
Yeah.
So those are some big things for us. There's probably a lot more applications that we have yet to explore with, which we do explore with them regularly. We like to use it at the storage unit though for when we just plug things in. Ooh, does this work or not?
We're gonna have to try it in the middle of the lake now with the
Yeah. So we're gonna do some more testing, but this so far, we have been very pleased. We've had these for months. Oh gosh, maybe over a year now.
Yeah,
I think both of these we've had for over a year now.
we did the
We've
camping
used
trip
them.
last year.
Yeah, we've used them off and on, and they've just been, they've been very helpful. I mean, like I said, when the power goes out and you have two people with hearing aid and multiple kids with
We had
electronic
12
devices.
people in the house, and everybody had phones, etc., that needed to be charged.
And we primarily use these two.
Yeah, because we left. There was one upstairs that we also had that was like, I don't know, low and whatever. And then we had the other one for the other breathing machine. We do not put more than one breathing machine on any of these.
Yeah. So if you have multiple people with breathing machines in the house and you want to back up, you're going to need multiple of them. Like I said, I don't know if this one will work with that, but this one definitely does. The Jackery does. And it's worth that extra power to make sure that it's going to be an extended period of time that you're available with it. So that's the Jackery and the PowKey power station.